Alright guys, for this video I was going to unite India. Originally I was going to take over the Middle East under Buddhism to, fix it, because the Middle East has a lot of problems, and Buddhism is a very peaceful religion, but I thought maybe that would be too controversial. That's kind of why I went in the Middle East at the beginning of the video, but then I just decided to, nah, I'll just unite India instead. Now I'll probably do a part 2 where I take over the Middle East, but yeah, I just wanted to say that. That's kind of why I went into Iran instead of, forming India. So I made it my own original character because the Indian religions are not that good. In the game, not in real life, don't cancel me. But yeah, they're not that good for the game. They don't have a head of faith, they don't have warmonger, they don't have a lot of good stuff. So it was time to make my own Buddhist faith. And now you're probably saying that Nate's is not Buddhist. Well, I made my main character Buddhist. Why Buddhist and not Hindu? Uh, I don't know. I feel like I like Buddhism better, but that's just my thing. Yeah. Anyway, I went on some, pilgrimages. Couldn't think of the word there. I went on some pilgrimages and just did stuff like that to reform the faith. I'll cut back when I reform the faith.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong. To be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams.
I was able to reform the faith, not too hard, since I gave my custom character theologian. And you might say that's cheating, but I didn't go so far, I didn't get any achievements, so I wouldn't say that's cheating. So after I reformed the faith, a lot of my vassals accepted it. There was only one thing I needed to do. I needed to become an empire, because if I wasn't an empire, well, I would just lose all this land when I died, and I couldn't do that. So now that I reformed the faith, my plan was to use my reformed faith to go to holy wars against the Muslims. That's right. During this video, I went to wars against a lot of Muslims, but it's just a video game. I probably wouldn't get canceled if I didn't call them Muslims. I could have just said I used the holy war to go against these guys. But, that's just me getting canceled. Oh well, no one watches my stuff. I have to be watched to get canceled. Anyway, watch this epic battle where I took this guy's land. Hell yeah! Buddhism violence. Also, a lot of people decided to rise up against me, but I got this OP trait. If you want to reform a religion, don't get concubines. Get multiple wives. Multiple wives are super overpowered. A lot of people like one wives, and that's better for secession. But if you like multiple alliances, get multiple wives, because you can make so many alliances with vassals and other countries. It is OP. I'm telling you this. Super overpowered. Like, pro tip. Alright, so I'm going to expand a bit. I'm going to cut back to when I form my empire. Oh, yen is the reason. Yen is the reason we are together. Yen is the reason we are together. you could see as I was fighting them, they had a secession crisis, and I was going to get a whole duchy, but since they seceded, I was only going to get a county, which kind of pissed me off, but there wasn't much I can do. So yeah, that happened, and I got my holy site, that's what's most important, getting your holy site. Now that I got my holy site, I can be head of faith. By the way, I became temporal, because usually if you have a temporal head of faith, you can, declare great holy wars, but I couldn't do that. I looked up why, apparently because I didn't unite India, and when I united India at the end of the game, I still didn't get that decision. So if anyone knows why I didn't get that decision, please comment. Yeah, with that being said, let's get back. By the way, I'm using ancient Buddhist music because last time I used music from CapCut, it got copyrighted. So I hope I don't get copyrighted for this because, well, come on, it's ancient free music. Buddhists wouldn't copyright me, right? Please, Buddhist, if you don't copyright me, you'll become my very religion, I promise. Anyway, let's get back to it.
So let us build a world of good, yet my friend. Yet is the reason why we are together, sister and brother, mother and father. Yet is the reason why we are together, husband, wife, friends and lovers. Yet is the reason why we are together, sister and brother, mother and father. Yet is the reason why we are together, husband, wife, friends and lovers. Yen accounts for the relationships in our lives. Yen is the reason. Yen is the reason why we are together.
wanted to have a quick intermission here. I was trying to expand, but it was getting hard since everyone around me started to get allies, and I really want to do a holy level war for a kingdom. But this guy had tons and tons of allies, so I decided to expand up north. But he had allies too, so it was getting harder and harder for me to expand, and I needed more prestige to do more wars. Also, I was getting tons and tons of, factions rising up against me, but since I had multiple wives, I was easily able to stop it with the power of marriage. Seriously, this power is overpowered. The power of multiple wives is like the best, in my opinion, that's like the best thing for your faith, to have multiple spouses. But, there's some Catholic players that think monogamy is the best. I don't mean Catholic players as in they are Catholic. I mean, they think Catholics is like a cool religion to play as, which it is, but, I like pagan faiths because you can do a lot more with them, in my opinion. Anyway, I decided to go on a hunt and go to war with this guy at the same time because I'm a badass who plays by no one's rules. But yeah, I was pretty easily able to beat these guys because, well, their allies were far away. I was getting closer and closer to forming my empire. I just needed more land. And there was this giant Muslim nation on my border. And I can easily take over if I just had a holy war for kingdom. But I couldn't do it because this guy had so many damn allies. So I had a plan. I would murder him in cold blood. So I kept bribing all the people close to him, which is why if you have money, that's kind of like one of the overpowered traits in this game, is just to have a bunch of money. Because you can, prestige is nice, but you can, pay to make counties and do stuff for prestige. So, the money focus is probably the best, in my opinion. Really hoping I could kill this guy, because if I killed him, I could, take over an entire kingdom, because I couldn't do it while he was alive. Because, if he was alive, he had all these alliances. So my plan was to bribe a bunch of people and murder him, so I can take over his kingdom. And maybe get some few Indian allies who can help me. Things were going well when he actually died, so I knew it was finally time. After building up my army a bit, saving the game, because I don't do Iron Man mode, okay? I'm not good at the game, don't yell at me! Yeah, I declared a holy war for kingdom. And the best part about holy wars for kingdom is you get all the counties yourself, so you only have to deal with peasants uprise. And after they uprise, once or twice, it's gone, and they all convert to your religion. Actually, I think the faster your religion spreads, the better that situation is. For me, it's 2 times, but for some, it's probably just 1. Anyway, they tried to defeat me, but I gathered up my allies, and I lost. So I decided to reload the game. Because there's no way. It says I outnumber them, so how can they defeat me? Maybe they had an oldie order, I don't know. Second time's a charm, am I right? Because I definitely got them on the second try. There's no more tries than that. So I went for their capital so I can easily take it over, and I did. Then I went down, and I was chasing down their armies, and I defeated their army, and I decided to siege more. And then I tried to defeat them while they were disembarking, I lost. Who loses a disembarking battle? They freaking, oh my god. Well, I decided to try it again. Go back to when I was sieging the capital. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I can just siege and win that way. So that's what I tried. And then all of their armies came for the capital, and yeah, clearly I wasn't doing so well. So obviously I would go back to before the war. So after that, I had an idea. I would just wait, because if I declared a holy war, this guy would join. So I decided, why not wait and murder this guy? That way he won't join. Because at first it was the Abbasids, then it was this guy. But then all of a sudden, I looked and he wouldn't join because some guy took his throne since he was a kid. Which was the biggest mistake of his life. Now that he took the throne, the kid wasn't allies with this guy. So I could easily just go in. Sometimes a holy war for a nation is really hard because a lot of people will join in. So if you're unsure about it, just murder the guy and then see what happens. Pro tip. That's how you do holy wars. From Nico Gaiman. Anyway, checking out my faith, making sure I could do this, and then I quickly declared holy war for kingdom. Then I called in all my allies. This was it. Make or break. If I couldn't win this war, I couldn't make this empire in my lifetime. If I couldn't make it, then, well, the challenge is basically over. I could never unite India. All my kingdoms would be lost. So everything depended on this war. Right here, right now. And, well, I'm not gonna lie, it was very easy. All I did was siege. I didn't even have to fight a single battle, and I won. After winning the battle, I decided to execute some people for some piety and to get that dread up, because the more feared I am, the more powerful I am. I also went down economic focus, found a Buddhist statue, and began to give away all the Muslim counties to my Buddhist friends to convert it. Yeah. Also, I don't know why the Abbasid Empire falls apart all the time. They should be able to make tons of alliances since they have multiple wives perk. So, maybe the AI is just really dumb, which it kind of is, but I still think they should be able to keep it together. So, if you have any idea why the Abbasid Empire collapsed a lot in CK3, let me know. Maybe because I don't have a lot of DLCs. Maybe some DLCs help it. I don't know. By the way, I got the Royal Court DLC so I can become Genghis Khan. So, yeah. Anyway, I just went to do some more. What the hell was that? I don't know what the hell that was, but I'm not even gonna edit that out because that was hilarious. Yep. I decided to go to war, take some land, and my allies called me into war, and I had to join, otherwise they wouldn't join my war. So yeah, I just quickly won the war. No, I didn't. I got my butt beat. I had to reload. That happens a lot. I can't imagine playing on Iron Man mode. Like, do people play on Iron Man mode? Like you know that SpongeBob meme where you gotta go in the Spalty Platoon? That's like, why do you belong to Spalty Platoon? I play CK3. So, on Iron Man mode. Right away, sir. Anyway, maybe I'll make that into a video. That is a pretty spicy meme. Anyway, I reloaded and I easily won because I shouldn't have lost in the first place. Now I was ready for my allies to go to war, but waiting, it wasn't happening. I decided to give away some counties. Gonna make another kingdom title because I needed 2 kingdom titles to form an empire. And things were going pretty well, not gonna lie. Of course, then I got a faction with some Muslims rising up. Apparently, if you conquer someone of an opposite religion to you, they don't like being owned by you. I mean, come on, guys! I just wanna make you my religion and force my ways on you. Buddha probably wouldn't like that. He probably wouldn't like this video. But yeah, I just want to make you into one of me and take away your choice in the matter of what you worship. I mean, why am I the bad guy? I don't understand. I think you guys should just accept it because I'm awesome. Yeah. Anyway, this war wasn't anything too special. It was just a small rebellion, which I was easily able to take care of. I know I told you guys I would come back after I formed an empire, but then I realized it took me forever to form an empire, so if I actually did that, then it would just be like 10 minutes of pure music, and I'm pretty sure everyone would leave. A lot of people already left from that music, I bet. But yeah, it was nothing special. I think I should stop talking, and I'll fill you in if anything cool happens.
Of Buddha's advice. I've seen life's miseries. I felt its pain. I've been through the storm. I have a taste of the rain. I've known life's little pleasures, but I
Needed more land, and this guy down south was already at war, so I decided to go war with him for some land. But he had lots and lots of allies, and even if he was fighting another war, he could still mess me up. So I went to war for the duchy and called in all my allies. And I went in to seize the territory. I quickly went to seize the war target because, well, that's what was most important. My hope was I would just seize the war target and he would be too busy fighting everyone else to really worry about me. So, after coming in and seizing the war target, he split apart. And since he split apart, I was only at war for one county instead of the whole duchy, which was bullcrap. I wasted all that prestige for one county because he split apart in a civil war. That so basically that whole war was for nothing. I mean, I gained a county, I guess, but I spent a lot of prestige for a duchy. I don't know why it does that. I feel like it should give you an option. Like if you do a holy war for kingdom and a new leader gets in power, you have an option to go to war. I wish I had an option to be at war with both of them for the whole duchy if a kingdom splits apart. Like I think that should be added. Maybe there's a mod where that's added. If you're listening, Paradox, please add that. I doubt you are. Eventually, I got enough prestige to go to war for the duchy I wanted, and the duchy didn't even have any allies. So honestly, this was gonna be a really easy war and I took her over real fast. So all I had to do was a little hunt. Honestly, that kind of worked out better. And then if that didn't happen, because I got the land way easier. So yeah, after building up the army a little bit and preparing to launch an invasion, it was time for me to take over more Middle Eastern people. Yep, and my culture was very advanced. It became less advanced because I, converted Middle Eastern provinces because I thought I would become the Empire of Persia at one point, but I decided not to, so I kind of really shot myself in the foot there. But hey, you gotta learn. I had to handicap myself because this game was too easy. Yep, that's what it was. This is me handicapping myself. Listen, I just wanted the culture for the elephants, and I thought I was gonna take over Persia at one point, so that's why I did it. Leave me alone. But yeah, like I said, originally I was gonna do this weird empire hopping thing to take over the Middle East, but then I just decided to unite India. I was getting closer and closer. I just needed more money to form my empire. And my religion was doing pretty well. I mean, look at that. Pink Buddhism. It's Buddhism, but it's pink and more violent. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I was becoming an old man and I was getting really worried because if I died, I would lose tons and tons of kingdoms because my empire wasn't formed. So I had to form this empire fast. I did anything I could to get more prestige so I can make this empire. And I needed more money. So, with all the counties and enough prestige, I eventually waited. I waited and waited and waited, hoping I wouldn't die, hoping I would get enough money in time. And while I was waiting, I checked my stats, and I was the second most believed Buddhist faith, which is really cool. Come on, don't die, 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 don't die. Yes! I did it! I became an emperor! Da 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 da! Yeah! Empire! And with me becoming an emperor, I celebrated by expanding. But first, I saved the game in case I die because I'm an old ass man. Oh yeah, I'm an old ass man. But yeah, expanding was pretty easy. Not much happened. I guess we'll do another music montage. I just expanded into Persia because, a Muslim invasion did happen historically in our timeline. So to stop that from happening, I invaded them first. By the way, sorry about the blur. One of my people had this nudist trait. So when I had like a experience with him, it showed him butt naked. So I kind of had to blur it because I didn't turn that off during settings. So yeah, that's kind of why the screen was blurred right then. So you didn't see the naked man. Yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, the blur's gone. Actually, it was my son. When I died, my son was a nudist. But as soon as he took power, he stopped being a nudist. But yeah, I had to blur the screen there so you couldn't really see that. Now that my naked son has clothes on, I can stop blurring the screen. And as soon as my father died, everyone hated me and wanted to rebel. And this guy wanted a kingdom, so, or I should say empire, since I'm an emperor. This guy wanted my empire, so I did the best thing I could do. Talk about our disagreements civilly like the Buddha would have wanted? No. I had to scheme to murder him. Because if he's dead, he can't be emperor now, can he? So yeah, so that's kind of the best way to get rid of a scheme to overthrow you and become your liege, like emperor, king, or duchy, whatever liege you are. Actually, I've only seen emperor and king. I don't know if you can overthrow your
Well,
liege
not
if
much
they're just a
happened.
duchy.
Just trying to kill my brother so he can't take the throne from me. Actually, he was my uncle, which, come on, man. I know your brother was with my father, but he left it to me, not you. Why do you have to try to start a whole civil war to take it? That's not very, cool. So I just throwed a feast to get some nice prestige. Oh, yeah. Since I wasn't super rich, so I couldn't just spam out duchies.
I did do that later, though. I did learn from my Byzantine playthrough. I then tried to get royal marriages, so my uncle couldn't rise up. Also, my sister also wanted the throne, which I don't know. If your religion, okay, I made my religion like boy superior, so I didn't lose as many counties when I die, which I kind of feel bad about. You know, in real life, I would do equal. Just wanted to say that men and women are equal. But I feel like in the game, if you have male superiority, females shouldn't be able to claim throne, or it should be way harder for them to claim the throne. But it isn't. Maybe it's done in case you have a female ruler and you're Catholic or something like that, which it does help a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like I don't know. Maybe there should be settings for me to turn that on, and maybe that should be a thing. It's just I could see why and why not that would be a thing, you know. Anyway, I continue to expand Georgia because originally the challenge was going to be to take over the Middle East. Why'd I keep it in the video if I changed my mind and wanted to take over India or just restart? Well, I'm going to do a part two where I take over the Middle East, so that works not for nothing. And Napoleon attacked the invaders before they could invade him. Think about it as like that. A powerful Muslim nation could form on my border. Also, I looked and I had land in Africa. I have no idea how that happened. I didn't. Maybe I married one of them without paying attention. Seriously, I didn't go to war with any of them. And why would my vassals invade some random person in Africa? It just wouldn't make any damn sense. So I have no idea how I got that. The only way I could think of is how I got that was inheritance, but I don't even remember marrying any of them, so I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to, go to war for one of those kingdoms. Before I did that, I decided to do a couple more counties wars, to make me stronger and to go on some pilgrimages to get enough holy points. I know it's not called holy points, but I like to call it holy points because, well, holy points is funny. It's called piety, but piety holy points is just easier to say for me. Okay, and that's basically what they are. Yep. I was looking down at all the religions, see if I had more land in Africa, which I didn't. And then that empire formed, which is good for them. And then I decided to, well, go on another pilgrimage because I didn't have enough to go to Holy War for Kingdom. Once I had enough, I knew I could expand and become so much stronger. I needed to secure the borders. Yeah, secure the borders. Yeah, securing the borders in CK3. Oh, yeah. Anyway, let me play some music. Not much happened here. You can see I won a defensive war there, also trying to stop a liberty war. I only have two crown authority. Come on, you guys are gonna rebel over two crown authority? That is just dumb. Most of the times I aim for a white peace during a rebellion, which is kind of a bad idea because then I can rise up again. But hey, I'm a simple person, okay? But this time, I wanted you all to die and suffer because this is the dumbest rebellion I've ever seen in my entire life. I want one crown authority. Wah, 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 wah. Well, screw you. I had to stop it from seizing my capital there, because if they took it, well, then I'd be screwed. So I got a good general, went with my allies. They seized it, but I quickly seized it back, got some positive war score again, won a battle, and I was on a mission to execute everyone. Because if you're rebellion over two crown authority, you deserve to die. That is the dumbest thing to rebel I've ever seen in my entire life. Also, I've there's a lot of naked people in India, so I decided to only blur the women instead of men because you can see a naked man's chest and it's not porn, right? If this entire channel gets deleted, then I blame this video. Anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of naked men. So if you're gay, or a woman, or a straight woman, you're welcome. You know. Uh, yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure YouTube will not allow boobs. So anytime I see some boobs, I gotta censor it. So if the screen turns all blurry for some reason, that's why. Because come on. Also, I looked at my settings and I couldn't find to turn it off. But everyone says you could turn it off, so I probably just couldn't find it. Yeah. And yeah, I just decided to, screw it. That's future me's problem when I edit it all out. And finally, I won the war and I executed all them sons of bitches. Because, yeah, you deserve this. If you rise up over two crown authority, you deserve to die. That's just a fact. So, yep, some of them I couldn't execute because it would lower everyone's opinion of me, but the ones I could, oh boy, I killed them. And that gave me quite a bit of dread, which means they could not rise up against me. You are who you are. It's how you have been. The law of karma and As you can see, not much happened. Also, I like how I'm listening to peaceful Buddhist music while I'm executing people for rebelling against me. Just went on another pilgrimage because, I am the pilgrimage god. I am the pilgrimage Mac Daddy. Oh, yeah. Also decided to build up my army a bit, converting my culture because I thought I was going to be Persian, but I wasn't. So all I was doing is making it so I became advanced less, which is kind of really dumb. Really regret doing that, to be honest with you. But hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys, bad boys? And seeing that this country was in a civil war, I decided it was finally time for me to act. Also, I tried to end Regency, but you have a Regency whenever you go on a pilgrimage, not all the time, which I I wasn't thinking when I looked at that. Okay, okay, but they had allies, so should I still try it? I was gonna save. I mean, they are in a civil war, but their civil war would end fast. I don't know. So I just quickly declared war for Kingdom, called in all my allies, And yeah, I just went in there because the more land, the better. Like, oh my god, we're so far in this video. I hadn't even tried to unite India yet. Well, that's gonna make part two really easy. Also, I really hope this doesn't get like copyrighted, like all my other videos. Like, I looked up Buddhist songs in English. These are supposed to be ancient music. There's no way these music are copyrighted, right? Please don't tell me these are copyrighted. If they are, I'm gonna do this video all over again, and you will never know. You'll never know. You'll never, ever, ever, ever know. You know what I mean, Mac Daddy? I don't know why I said Mac Daddy. Anyway, that's a really weird rant. Most CK3 players talk about how the war's going, what strategy they had, all that stuff. No, I just go on these weird rants. That's to show you backgrounds of me taking over places. Anyway, he was trying to take his capital back. I couldn't allow that. And they were taking my land. Also, a civil war reached to 100. So I had to go back. These damn factions. I wish they couldn't rise up if you were at a holy war, or like at least a crusade. If you're like defending, especially if you're defending a crusade, people shouldn't be able to rise up against you. That should be like a law. So then I decided to expand into these guys instead. But I still really wanted these guys. So tell you what, I decided to murder him because maybe he wouldn't get all his allies. Then I can go in for the kingdom because hey, it worked the first time I wanted a kingdom, so why not work this time? You know what I mean? Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing.
This life's temporary. Everything will all come to pass. Health and wealth, fame.
So it was finally time for me to go to war. I called in all my allies and got ready for the great holy war for kingdom. More than half this video is me taking over Persian lands. If I didn't do that, I could have united India way sooner. But it made it for a better empire, and like I said, I had to make sure the Muslims can attack me, because a great Muslim invasion of India did happen historically. So I was using the power of hindsight. Yeah. And when I conquered into Persia, I didn't have to deal with naked women that I had to blur out, so that was always fun. It wasn't too hard, especially with all my allies. Honestly, this kingdom was kind of easy to take over. They had allies, but all of theirs was pretty far away, so we kind of just took down their armies one by one and quickly sieged territory for ourselves, which was pretty easy for us to do. And yeah, we won the war. But after we won the war, we were at war with these guys that wanted a province. And yeah, I thought about fighting it. And, well, for some reason they had like a buttload of allies. So I quickly charged in my army to fight them. Because I thought I could take them. Because, you know, I'm the mighty Indian. You know, I'm an Indian emperor. But then I saw, hell, they have a lot of people. Let me hire some mercenaries. Okay, I could probably take them now. Yeah, I got destroyed. After that, I was like, okay, you can have it. Just one province. And you know what? That kind of looks good on the map. Yeah, I definitely gave it to them because it looks good on the map. Not because they declared war and absolutely destroyed me. Yeah, that's definitely the reason. Besides, I don't regret going into Persian lands and all those Persian kingdoms. I mean, look at that. Look at that big, sexy empire. Oh, yeah. Owning all that great and mighty Persian lands. Now that is the definition of sexy. Anyway, had to give away counties, do stuff like that. You know, nothing super important.
There's a reason behind your birthdays, and surely you'll be in cool land one day.
my leader died. You know what that means? Civil War time! Yay! Oh boy, do I just love Civil Wars. I was really lucky though. This guy was literally 16. That means he just became an adult as his leader died. So, yeah, inheriting the throne right as you become an adult is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking around and all my counties hate me. Because as soon as your leader dies and you're new, everyone hates you and wants to kill you. That's what I've learned from this game. Why? I don't know. I mean, I get that they want to test a new ruler so there's less stability. That's kind of reasonable. But having everyone in the entire country hate you, I think that's a little bit unrealistic, Paradox. I don't know. Maybe you should fix that. I'm excited to get EU4, so I don't have to deal with that shit. Like, by the way, if I ever get 1,000 subscribers, I will 100% do a mega campaign. Heck, I might even do it without it, but, you know, all those games are quite expensive. I'm not making any money from this career thing. Maybe one day I'll be like ISP. ISP, please notice me. Please shout me out. I am the ISP of CK3. Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't know what the hell that was, but yeah. I began to use my overpowered techniques to marriage off as many people as possible and murder the people that wanted the throne. I even gave them counties because I was over counties. Usually I don't do that because it just makes them stronger if they do rebel. But it does, you know, buy you more time and sometimes even stop the rebellion entirely. And since I was very desperate to kill her, like kill my sister so she can't take the throne, I was marrying off as many people as possible. Eventually, I ran out of people to marry to, so all I could do was give them counties, and then after that, I could just pray and wait, hoping she dies before she can overthrow me. Why do so many people like her? I don't know. Maybe she's just a likable person. Eventually, though, I was able to murder her, and I saved. I was like, hell yeah. With her gone, I didn't have to worry about anything. At least that's what I thought. All the people that wanted her in power then switched to my brother, because of course they did. So now it's time to try to murder my brother and try to stop this rebellion by marrying off people. But I couldn't marry one off because this guy didn't have a lot of kids or a lot of wives because he's 16. So that was kind of very big against him. Since he was 16, he didn't have a lot of people to marry off. So yeah, that kind of really screwed me in the long run. I'm not going to lie. Now I just had to murder my brother and hope things go well. And win this war. If I win this war, I can execute the leader and get a bit of dread. Dread will definitely help me in the long run with defending my kingdom. And yeah, eventually I was able to stop the rebellion and execute everybody. With them all executed, I did get quite a bit of dread. And with that dread, I was hoping it would be enough to stop the rebellion, but it was still going up. I was hoping that my brother would be assassinated, but the odds were not great. But I was able to do it. I was able to assassinate my brother, even though the odds weren't great. And yeah, I didn't have to deal with any factions, just peasants rising up who have a different religion than me. Which is very annoying, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, you know, it happens. I then decided to go on a great journey, a hunt, to get some prestige. Because I'm the prestige man, the prestige master. Oh yeah, and I'm 16, I'm a young man. I need to hunt, I need to spread my wings.
Beast to know its flame. If we just try to show a little compassion, not just to man, but to all sentient manifestations, then no tears will be shed in isolation. Another's joy will be our cause for celebration. I need not breathe famine.
Hey, now it's time for another rebellion. Isn't that swell? I love CK3 and all of their wonderful, wonderful rebellions. They just are so amazing. That's me crying from all the terrible rebellions because they're such a big issue. Alright, enough of my cringy fake crying. Let's get to whooping that ass. Oh yeah. Yeah. It wasn't too hard to deal with the rebels. It's just annoying that they pop up again and again and again and again. It's just, why, you know? It's just, there's really no point to it. They know they're going to lose. They never win, so I really don't know why they even bother at that point. And then my progress used to go so fast, but all these poor counties I colonized with my culture, it just goes super damn slow. Oh well. Later in the game, I started looking at rich counties and turned them to my culture to try to undo the damage, which is fun, but it doesn't move super slow. It went to super fast to average, so that's not too bad, I guess. Anyway, my empire's looking pretty damn sexy if I do say so myself. Also, this guy had like a bunch of duchies across the way, so I decided to take one. He was also the same guy I took an entire kingdom from, so that's fun. Yeah. Really, I was just me easily dealing with these guys. My armies were so big, no one could stop me in Persia. And me building up my empire made me more powerful. And the more powerful I was, the easier it was for me to go into India. And I formed India twice, and this time it was way easier. Not because I knew what I was doing more, to tell you the truth, but the reason it was way easier is because they weren't hiring tons and tons of mercenaries. Usually India's like super peaceful, so they all have tons of money to hire mercenaries if you attack them, but that didn't happen, and there were quite a few wars in India. So I'm guessing that Paradox maybe fixed things up, made India less boring. And thank you, Paradox, for doing that. That means a lot to me. Makes things more interesting, especially for me. You know what I mean? Bean. Yeah, you know. I do. Anyway, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I was looking at Secession, making sure my daughter married right, and, you know, it wasn't matrimonial, just in case I only have girls, because if I never had a son, my entire dynasty would just die right then and there, and, well, I wouldn't want that to happen, because if your dynasty dies, you lose the game. And if you lose the game, you can't build big old sexy empires, map painting, which, come on. Map painting is what life is all about. And if you disagree, then, well, you're an idiot. Yeah. Damn, I've been talking for a long ass.
If we just try to show a little compassion. Back as 2,500 years ago, like the things we have yet to discover. Scientific truths only now uncovered. To be logical, impartial, rational, and pure. You can be in your thoughts, words, and deeds. For Buddhahood is ultimate. Buddhahood is neither. From the reality of boundless space and infinite time continuation, to the great quantum theory of impermanence and constant transformation, from the fetus flowing through dynamic transfiguration, to the mysterious workings of the law of karma and reincarnation, let Buddha nature be your inspiration. In your thoughts, words, and deeds, for Buddhahood is Buddhism showed the way for science to prove and to substantiate. Let Buddha nature be your inspiration. You too can be a Buddha in your thoughts, words, and deeds.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. This was the war that broke me. Also, I put up all the other videos, because I do a compilation of videos, that's how I edit, if you didn't know, to max speed. And as soon as I was at war in Africa, my plan was to make like a little thing so I could spearhead, so I could take over Egypt before I changed the challenge. And like, if I didn't make max speed, you know, things would have been very, very different. You know what I mean? Just, yeah, if I didn't make max speed, this video would be like 6 hours long, so I couldn't really do that. I didn't do max speed with the rest of it, so yeah. I like how it's called Uniting India, but most of it's just me expanding into the Middle East. But I had to. My plan was to expand into the Middle East, so there was no threat from there. And since India is usually peaceful, I really didn't have to worry about them. Basically saving best for last. And yeah, with that big sexy empire, I finally decided it was time to become Cherokee. It was finally time to become the Grand Chief of India, because screw taking over the Middle East. That sucks ass. But I want to do one more war before I did that. Alright, now with that out of the way, it was time to expand. I decided to take over one Indian nation. And now it was time to take over another after another after another. My empire was going to be huge, like an empire of no other. I was going to bring India under the best regime the world has ever seen. Everyone was got to love and worship me as the man chosen by Buddha himself to rule India, as the man chosen by Buddha to control us all and bring us to an age of peace and prosperity under the new Indian Empire.
Buddhism answers why, a science that asks what. From science arises convenient devices and modern gadgets. But for question of sufferings, agony, compassion, and life, Buddha's radiance will bring the light. You too can be a Buddha in your thoughts, words, and
Well, for me to control all of India, I needed to control all empires. So I decided to completely control my empire first. So, you know, if I completely controlled two empires and I died, I would lose one. So, just to make sure and be safe, I was going to completely control that. Also, this video has 15 speed, so it was not nearly this fast. Like, oh my god. Also, I subjugated that guy to make things way easier. And then I decided to invade the kingdom of... Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But yeah, oh my god. Be a lot of naked women because of a stupid... You'd be wondering why the screen was blurred. That's because one of the women there were naked. So, yeah. I also tried to check faith because I was bored. And I decided to conquer. It was time for me to... Oh, wait. I died. And now I'm a child. I went and did a feast. Maybe I can stop the death. Nope. I was murdered. Damn it. I was only 46. Luckily, I didn't take any other empires, so it wasn't, you know, super bad. But now that I'm a child, everyone wanted to get rid of me. Like, seriously. I kept going back and trying to stop this huge uprising, but no matter what I did, I couldn't stop it. So my plan was just to try to put them down, but then I got so lucky. I captured everyone, and then I decided to execute them all. You see, since I was a kid, everyone hated me. No matter what I did, they would hate me. But if I had enough dread, then they couldn't rise against me. So me executing them all gave me quite a bit of dread. And I decided this would be the guy. It was time for me to finally unite India. The plan was set. You see, I conquered into the Middle East, so I could have lots of duchies. The more duchies I had, the more duchies I could create. The more duchies I could create, the more prestige I got. The more prestige I got, the more places I could conquer. And yeah, I can easily prestige spam by making tons and tons of counties and duchies, and that was my plan. By me making tons of duchies, that was the real reason I had expanded into the Middle East. Me expanding into the Middle East was like me setting up a bank that would fund my empire into expanding into India. So the first thing I needed to do was get my empire fully conquered before I got any other, which was pretty easily done. My father pretty much did that. And I expanded to Middle East to get, more duchies to make so I can, easily fund the empire. And I wanted more land because, well, the more land, the better. I was going to milk Persia for all it was worth. And yeah, looking at my faith, it was spreading pretty good. And yeah, it was now time to make as many duchies as possible so I can get more prestige to conquer more. I also tried to get my vassal to like me more, but that failed and I got into a civil war and just, things happen, things go crazy. And yeah. Also, I became an adult. Look, I'm a grown man. That's how fast this thing's going. Now I finally did some stuff, it was time for me to expand. Since I was a man, I can finally take over territory. Now, me expanding would be pretty easy. Everyone would try to stop me, but I was the big Mac Daddy of India. No matter how many alliances they had, no matter how many soldiers they had, no one can stop my army. At first, I was just too didn't know why I took a lot of the Middle East. It was part of a challenge, and I realized I want to unite India, and I kept going. But now that I did that, it made me very powerful, so I'm going to use that excuse. Most of this video is me taking over parts of the Middle East, just so I can get stronger. Hey, some of the videos about me taking over India, too. Like, slightly less than half. Yeah, I decided to give the uprising counties, which usually you should never do, but since I already took over land, I kind of had to try to stop them. And it actually worked. I stopped a massive civil war. Hip hip hooray! I was hoping, me killing them all as a child would prevent them, but now that I'm grown up, people forgot what I did. I also decided it was time for me to take back my holy sites, because look at that. I only have one holy site. That's just pathetic. But before I did that, actually no, I went straight for it. Decided it was time for me to take two holy sites in one go.
Help me find the road to bliss. Let me take refuge in Buddha. Let my guide be truth and dharma. How can I seek Buddha's light? Keep this faith shining bright. Follow then the eightfold.
Yeah, you probably saw that little miss up there. Yeah, apparently me landing on their capital was really bad because I got the disembarkment penalty. And all my army came one at a time, so both of that combined really screwed me over. So it's time for me to land on part of the country and just push into his capital. After all, I am the Big Mac Daddy, and I don't even own all my holy sites. That's so embarrassing. My job as emperor is to take over all my holy sites, and then push in and take over his country. Yeah, also, these guys look fun to play. They start out as Buddhist anyway, so I can just reform the faith into warmonger. And then, yeah, I took all my holy sites. It really wasn't that hard if you don't land all your armies one at a time into their entire army and have a disembarkment penalty. I still can't believe I did that. That was probably one of the dumbest things. And with all this land, I could give it over to people trying to rise up to stop it. Yep. And I didn't have it because they were of different faith, and I didn't check. But I just demanded that they convert, and they converted. Yep. That was a naked man and not a naked woman, so I didn't have to blur that out. Watch YouTube take it down. Luckily, you can just see their chests. You don't see their, other regions. At least luckily for me. Actually, luckily for all of us, because let's be honest, if I showed that, my channel would be deleted very fast. And I don't even have an audience yet. I don't even know if I will ever get an audience on this channel. I hope so, one day I will, but yeah. Also, I finally made it so less people are like to join Liberty factions, which is pretty great for my culture. Also, I didn't know if I should get the elephant one or I should get the loyal subjects ones. Anyway, some guy decided he should be emperor, not me, and I decided I wanted to kill all of them. I wanted to set an example and execute them all. That was my plan. So I had to go straight for the capital, go straight for the head. Of course, this would not be easy. Actually, it was extremely easy because their armies just charged away. But this battle down south would not be easy, seeing how the rebels have massive armies. I would have to do something pretty quick. Luckily, my allies joined in and I defeated them. Yeah, even though it was a massive rebellion, I was able to limit the rebellion somewhat with marriages and counties, so it wasn't nearly as bad. And I still had quite a few allies, so me pushing into them wouldn't be that hard. Yep, all I had to do was basically slaughter their armies and siege some of their land so I could take them over. Yeah, also I had to stop these guys from rising up because they're like, hey, you're in a civil war. Let's make the civil war worse and fight for independence. Ooh. I don't know what that noise is. Ooh. We charged up their armies up in the mountains, defeated them, but it still wasn't enough, so we decided to go back and begin to siege their main territory. I did hire a little mercenary army to try to defeat their army, but they lost, and that was really dumb for me to do. But yeah, I continued to seize their country one county at a time, taking over their counties, beginning to force them to surrender. And yep, they surrendered. And after that, it was time that I executed all of them. Sure, there'd be some people close to family or something where they wouldn't like me, but I had closest kin accepted, so it shouldn't matter. I then began to revoke all their titles so I could give them to loyal people, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. Also, look at that huge landlocked province. I have full crown authority, let me tell you that. And somehow, my vassals are still declaring wars. I don't know if that's an update. I don't know if they changed it. I don't know what the hell is going on. But yeah, that's maybe if you're Buddhist, you can't control your vassals that way. That's kind of a dumb thing to say, but I really don't know what else it could be. But yep, I decided to go in and execute them one by one after taking their counties away from them. With me taking all their titles, I felt like the man, the god, the boss. They tried to overthrow me and put my brother in charge, but I killed my brother and killed all of his loyalists, making sure that my empire was strong and that I would be the one to unite India, not my brother, not anyone else, me. I am the rightful liege, and I am the rightful ruler. No one else.
Desperation, right alertness, and right action, right effort and right vocation, right speech and right contemplation. Take this dance in my Buddha that brings us to nirvana. Follow then the eight.
I decided to declare a holy war for kingdom because, well, this guy owned land in the Bangladesh Empire, and, well, he was already at war. The holy wars were basically useless, so I can't declare them on Hindu or Buddhist, which, how come I can't declare war on Buddhist face? Come on, Paradox. I know Buddhism and Hinduism are similar, but, like, Catholics can declare holy wars on Muslims. So I feel like Buddhists should be able to declare holy wars on Hinduists because they both have a similar belief, but Buddhists don't believe in their god. So I feel like that should be a thing. Come on, Paradox. Maybe there should be an Indian update or Indian DLC. I would love the struggle for India. I feel like that would be a great thing to add because I just love India. And no one else plays as these guys, but I just love playing as them. I feel like playing as an Indian is very fun. Of course, I did make a custom ruler and play as one of the big empires or big kingdoms. Yeah, playing as a small guy probably wouldn't be that fun, but you know, it's not about fun. It's about uniting India because India is great. Oh yeah, that big old sexy India. Seriously though, there should be more videos about this, and most Indian videos are about me taking India as Hastings or me making India Catholic, which is fun and all, but it's not uniting India, and you don't even get an achievement for it. Come on, Paradox, there should be an achievement for uniting India, but becoming the Cherokee, there's no achievement for it. Like, really? There's no achievement for that whatsoever? I feel like there should be. Anyway, that's just me rambling on. It was very easy for me to expand my empire even further, taking over parts of these pathetic countries who thought they can stand against me. And I got a lot of captures. When I went to war, it was very easy for me just to capture their leader. I do not know why. Yeah, but, you know, this guy also wanted the throne because everyone hated me and wanted my throne. I don't know why, but I was able to do this old technique called marriage, which stopped them, like I said, OP. Then I made the pagan kingdom to try to, you know, stop them, but to try to stop my vassal limit thing, because I kept getting this limit modifier. So I kept having to give my vassals more land, because I kept getting too many vassals, because I'm a big old thick boy that conquers everyone. I just can't help it because of my damn thickness. Yeah. Yeah, I know I said this before, but most Paradox gamers, you know, they talk about the people they conquered, they go in detail, but I just go on these random rants as I show myself conquering these people. So, you know, tomato, I guess. What works for me may not work for them. But yeah, I decided to go war for this guy for the last duchy that he held, and he stood no chance. Basically, the hardest part about taking over India is you can't use holy wars against them. So you need to declare duchy war after duchy war, which is extremely hard if you don't have enough prestige. But since I was able to make a bunch of duchies, I was able to get that prestige from that duchy spam. Oh yeah. I thought about making this guy my vassal, but I was like, that's stupid. I can just take over his county and take the land for myself because I'm a big old thick chunky boy and no one could stand against me. I don't know where that came from, yeah. Also, when you take over duchies, a lot of your people don't convert, especially when you do make subject, which I did against quite a few of these guys. So yeah, some of these guys didn't really... Actually, only one, because it surprisingly didn't take very many lives to unite India. But yeah, after taking over that county, most of India was pretty much under my control. I just had to deal with one county, and then I can deal with the south. However, South India has not been at war for a while, so they can use lots of money to hire mercenaries, which I was scared of. Basically, last time I tried to form India, all these guys had mercenaries, and it just whooped my ass. But now, you know, I didn't have to deal with it much. Now, there's two different hypotheses I came up with. One, my army was so big I didn't even notice it. Two, Paradox fixed it and made India go to war more. Or three, a little bit of both. And I honestly think it's a little bit of both. I think some of these guys were probably rich enough to hire mercenaries, but my army was just so massive, we just caved straight through them. And it got to the point where it didn't even matter how many allies they had, because I would just take the capital and capture them. Like, I got so many captures. I don't know why, or how I was so damn lucky. Look at my faith, and damn boy, that's a thick faith. Third in the entire world. Pink Buddhism is the third most popular faith in the whole world. Still below Muslims, even though I freaking cracked their skull open for a long time. But yeah, I could definitely crack their skull more with... Damn, that sounds like a hate crime. It's just a video game. You know what? Let's just play some music. I think I'm going on these weird rants and it's hurting my brain.
Sister and brother, Mother and father, yeah, is the reasons why we are together. Husband, wife, friends and lovers. So let us sow seeds of good, yeah. Bring joy and peace to our fellow men. Life is short, we are told time and again. So let us build a world of good, yeah, my friend. Yeah, is the reason why we are together, sister and brother, mother and father. Yeah, is the reason why we are together, husband, wife, friends and lovers. Yeah, is the reason why we are together, sister and brother, mother and father. Yeah, is the reason why we are together, husband, wife, friends and lovers. Yeah, it counts for the relationships in our lives. Yet is the reason. Yet is.
Side note, I have no idea how the Holy Roman Empire formed because I started with the early start date in the game, not the late one with the Holy Roman Empire there. I didn't even know you could form the Holy Roman Empire. I've never seen it form in any game. I only seen it if I played in that start date. So yeah, maybe they added that in the game, or maybe that was always a thing and it just happened today. I don't know, but yep. Just wanted to point that out there. Also wanted to point out that more of India is owned by me than anyone else. I own more of India than all the other countries combined. So yeah, most of India is just under my control. I also almost lost that battle. Seriously, if they didn't reinforce there, I would have definitely lost. So yeah, after winning that huge battle and taking back my county, I went back for the war support. Also had to stop that rebellion with some wives. God. I don't know why everyone wants to rebel in this game against me. Well, guess what, rebels? I did whooped your ass. Usually I'm on a losing battle against rebels because I suck at this game. But for whatever reason, I just whooped all the rebels' ass in this game. Freaking, I think it's just because India is like my lucky charm. I love playing as an Indian. And more people should do it in this game. I don't know why. But yeah, look at all my holy sites. I own all my holy sites. Most of India is converted. There are bits and pieces that still have another faith, but they will be shown the way. Would Buddha like me forcing my way upon them? No. But, Buddha's dead. And I'll just lie and say he likes it. And, who will disagree with me? I'm the emperor. Everyone agrees with me. Actually, that thing is probably why there's people rising up against me, I think about it. But, it doesn't matter. And honestly, I remember seeing lots and lots of naked women in this game, but I only seen them like once or twice, so I only had to blur like once or twice. I think I just remember seeing them more. Or maybe when I speed up the game and got rid of it for some reason or somehow. I don't know. Either way, I'm grateful. Or maybe I missed a bunch and this video and my entire channel will be taken down. And I'll just cry in my bed. Having fun times. Yeah. Good old fun times. Yeah. So the plan was for me to take over this guy. Then hopefully the truce won't be broken so I can take over this guy and break the truce. Oh my god. That's... that guy was very naked. Luckily there was a leaf covering his, no-no bits. Also, I think this guy's wife was naked, but the game screen covered it up, so I got very, very lucky there. Why are there so many naked people in India? Maybe that's why they don't play it. I'm guessing that's the only reason, because India's awesome. Well, if you play as, the right kingdom. The kingdom that I selected. Basically, select the kingdom that I selected at the beginning of the game, and then create your own character. and have them get theologians so you can actually make your faith matter. Probably because all the faith sucks. That's why no one plays India. But all you can do is change that. And, like, by the way, I'm not saying they suck in real life. There's a lot of cool Indian faiths and stuff like that. But yeah, you can easily change it and make the faith better. And once you can do that, you basically become unstoppable, especially if you have Warmonger. Oh my god, that naked man is trying to cancel me. He's haunting my dreams. Everywhere you go, he appears. He's haunting my damn dreams. He's trying to stop me. He's trying to delete my channel. Help me. The naked man is coming after me. But yeah, it would break a treaty, but I decided to take a duchy, then break the treaty again and take a county. I would lose so much prestige, but it didn't matter since he was the only kingdom in India. So yeah, since he was the only kingdom in all of India, I could just easily take his ass over, and no one could ever stop me. Also, there was a huge Liberty faction, and I absolute crown authority, so there was actually a reason for them to rebel, not rebelling over two crown authority. I still can't believe that happened. That was really dumb. I can't believe people do that. Rebel when I have two crown authority. They just want one. But yep, time for me to break the truce and get a huge prestige penalty. But I didn't care because after I took it over, I could finally